Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Samantha and I make videos on minimalism, productivity, my low buy no buy lifestyle, wealth building and intentional living. And today I wanted to share with you my top 10 tips to stop shopping. So I began my minimalism and low buy no buy journey back in 2019, at the beginning of 2019. So it's been almost 2 years now. And I embarked on this journey as a reaction to having spent so much money on my weddings. Now I say weddings because we had two ceremonies, a traditional Scottish one and a traditional Bengali one. My husband is Scottish and I'm British Bengali. Both weddings were mid-size affairs, but they were both destination weddings, so the costs did rack up. Also, before the wedding days, I had got myself into a bit of a frenzy on Amazon and I was buying things left, right and centre. Things like chalkboards, last minute decorations, balloons, etc, etc. After the weddings, I knew that I wanted to dial things back a little bit. I was really overwhelmed by the way that I had spent. I wasn't really used to doing that, so I really wanted to pare everything back. And that's when I discovered the low buy no buy community on YouTube. Now if you don't know, a low buy no buy is a challenge where you decide not to spend money on anything you consider non-essential. Everybody's rules for their low buy no buy is different. Some people are more strict, some people are more flexible. For my rules personally, I wasn't allowed to buy any new makeup, clothes or shoes. However, I was allowed to buy replacements and I could ask for new things for my birthday and also for the holidays. I have several videos on my channel documenting my low buy no buy, which I'll link in the description below and also in the cards above. Initially, this low buy no buy was only supposed to last for a year, but it's been nearly 2 years now and I'm still going strong. And the reason for me to continue living this lifestyle is because it's given me so much. It's allowed me to have a sense of purpose in life. I have a lot more mental clarity, so I know what is and what isn't important to me. And finally, I've saved a lot of money. Alongside my husband, we've saved £40,000, which roughly translates to slightly over $50,000 in the last couple of years. We actually initially saved that money as a deposit for a house, but because of coronavirus, we've shelved those plans for now. But even so, having that financial cushion and that security has been a real godsend given how everything is really up in the air at the moment. Now I know a lot of people struggle to stop shopping, so that's why I thought I'd bring together all my top 10 tips and share them with you today. So my first tip is to know your why. Why are you doing this? To meet a savings goal, because you're living beyond your means and you are just sick of feeling stressed and guilty about overextending yourself. In your more vulnerable moments, it's good to always know your why, so when you are tempted to shop, you can recall why you're doing this and maybe stop yourself. My next tip is to keep a spending diary. Start logging what you spend every day, and in that way you'll be able to quickly identify the areas in your life where you are overspending, and then you can decide how you're going to make some cutbacks. You don't need to do this straight away. Just start logging for the first couple of months and don't put any additional pressure onto yourself. This slight gamification element should make logging your expenses a little bit more fun, and it also allows you to stop burying your head in the sand when it goes to figuring out where your money is going. My next tip is to start small and things will add up. So the first thing I did when I began my low buy no buy is I cancelled several subscriptions. I did this of an evening. I had a bit of an aha moment and I cancelled things like Amazon Prime, Spotify, Kindle Unlimited, services that I wasn't using. And I realized that by making those cuts, I had saved myself hundreds of pounds across the year. Another small change that I made is that I stopped getting my daily lattes from coffee shops on my way to work. Now that saved me slightly over £2 a day, which translated into slightly over £40 a month, which translated into slightly over £480 a year. It wasn't so much about the £2 that I was saving, but more about the fact that I had put myself in a really good position. First thing in the morning, I'd already saved a bit of money and it made me continue in a frugal mindset for the rest of the day, so my spending didn't go out of control. My next tip is to stop going into shops and stop online shopping. This is a case of out of sight, out of mind. There's no point in putting yourself in temptation's way. If you go into shops or if you online browse, you might find something that you like and then you start imagining yourself in that garment where you would wear that piece of clothing, and then the next thing you know, you're pulling out your credit card and buying something. My next tip is to find something else to do. A lot of people look on shopping as a bit of a leisure activity, and if that's the case for you, then find another creative outlet. For example, drawing, cooking, crafting, whatever floats your boat. Of course, there might be a slight upfront cost, so for drawing you might need to buy a sketchbook and some pencils, but try not to get carried away until you're really established in that hobby. The great thing about these kind of creative outlets is that it gets you into a flow state where all your energies are focused on exactly what you're doing, and it should distract you from the need to want to shop. My next tip is to identify your triggers and remove temptation. So that might mean unsubscribing from marketing emails and changing your ad preferences on social media. My next tip is to unfollow social media that makes you unsatisfied with your life, be it influencers or corporate accounts that are continually posting pictures of unrealistic aspirational lifestyles. Remember that you cannot buy your way into contentment, and especially if it's a lifestyle that you can't afford in the first place. My next tip is to delete your saved card details from apps like Amazon. Take advantage of our inherent laziness and delete your saved card details from retailer websites. So the next time you want to purchase something, the added hassle of having to go to your purse, pull out your credit card might just make you think twice. The next tip is to incorporate a non-negotiable cooling off period before you decide to buy something. Give yourself a week to really decide whether you want something or not. This will give you the time and space to make a clear judgment. It doesn't matter if you might lose out on something, say something's on sale, and by the time you make a decision, it might have gone. It doesn't matter. Make peace with the fact that there might be occasions where you miss out on something. But over time, you will be making more thought through decisions, so you'll be much more confident in your purchases, and the occasions for regret will become less and less. And my final tip is to make a list of things you need before you go shopping. Be it grocery shopping or clothes shopping, make sure you have an action plan and you know what it is that you want to purchase. This will stop you from shopping aimlessly and making impulse purchases that you might regret later. And that brings me to the end of my list of top 10 tips to help you stop shopping. If you like minimalism and intentional living content, then I will leave a list of videos that you might enjoy in the description below and also in the cards above. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and inspirational. Make sure to subscribe as it really does help my channel, and I'll see you guys all next week. Bye!